In this video, we're going to be setting up a REST API to send data out of our website into maybe a mobile app or something similar. So we're going to be activating the REST First suite, and then we're going to be using views to create a JSON REST API. So now that our website is almost complete, there's one other thing we'd like to do. And that's set up some sort of a REST API that we can use to power a countless number of other applications, such as a newsfeed mobile application for cell phones. We could power a third-party website if we wanted to run this as a headless Drupal installation, or we could even potentially create gaming apps for like Xbox Live or for the PlayStation Network. We could do almost anything we wanted to if we create a consumable REST API. And so that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to come up to Manage, and we're going to go to the Extend tab. And the first thing we need to do is actually just install the REST First suite provided by Drupal. So we're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom here. And we are going to turn on all of the different REST modules. And we'll just install them. Once the REST modules have been installed, we can head back to our website. And we can edit the view for our newsfeed. And now what we're going to do in here is we are going to add a REST export, which was not an option that was available to us previously. But now that the REST suite is on, we can add a REST export. Now we do need to create a path here, and this path we're going to call news/API. We'll apply that. Now, if we scroll down, we're not seeing a whole lot of anything here. And we're going to just modify the settings here within our formatter, and we're going to say we want to export this as JSON data. And then instead of showing the entity, we're going to show some fields. And now we're getting the fields that are in our default display, and that's okay. But it may be a little confusing when consuming this data to consume, say, field image or field location. So what we're going to do is we're going to call these just image. The title is fine, and we're going to say location. And that's going to modify the actual JSON output and use that as the key. Now, if we scroll down, we're still not going to see anything. And if you remember back when we created our newsfeed block, we forgot to do this block override on our contextual filter. And so if we come down here to advanced, we can see that there's an actual contextual filter on this particular REST API, which isn't actually going to work for us. So we're going to click that, and we're going to make sure we go to this REST API override, and we're going to remove that from this display. Now when we scroll down, we can see that we have all of our JSON data. Now one of the things that may be helpful is on our path here, we may actually want to add .json to the end of this, just so we know that when we're using this API, we know what format the data is coming through as. And that's just to help us out when using it later on. So we're going to go ahead and save this now. And if we come up here and we navigate to news/API.json, we're going to see that we get our JSON feed that we can now use to power any number of third-party applications that we would like. And that's really all it takes to create this particular REST API. So the REST First suite provided by Drupal makes it very easy for us to create exportable data that can be consumed in a very simplistic way. So in this section, we set up our content types, we created roles, we created a bunch of different views for our news feed, including the news feed, an RSS feed, and a recent news block. Then we added a contact form to our website so that our users could get a hold of us. And then finally, we set up a REST API. In the next section, we're going to be talking about building custom modules.